Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we got another episode of reviewing NHL teams off seasons so far, and I would just like to say thank you guys for so much support on the two first episodes. It's just been absolutely crazy, and if you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and like the video as well. It will be very much appreciated, and just honestly, the support has just been overwhelming from you guys, so thank you guys so much for that. But today we got to talk about the Boston Bruins, the team who made it to the Stanley Cup final just a couple years ago, and this year sadly got eliminated by the Tampa Bay Lightning in the second round. It was very unfortunate. I'm pretty sure that's how it went for the Boston Bruins, if I'm correct, right? They got eliminated in the second round, as from what I remember, right? But yes, the Boston Bruins, where's the fucking reference? Of course, I cannot find the proper web page that I want to find for my video. Yeah, second round of the Tampa Bay Lightning. They whooped Carolina Hurricanes ass, which I'm really excited to talk about. But the Boston Bruins this year, for free agency wise, hasn't done a ton, really. They picked up Craig Smith on a 3-year deal, $3.1 million, which is an absolute steal of a deal. You look at the guy, 18 points, 13 assists for 31 points. He's made cup runs before, so not as well as a playoff performer, but I know this guy could play a great two-way. He's great analytically. He just has an offensive category that's just absolutely ridiculous. And also knowing that you are going to be having Marchand and Pastrnak out of your lineup for probably the starting of the season, this forward core is looking pretty bleak. They still going to sign Jake DeBrusk. I've heard Jake DeBrusk in tons of rumors lately. It's been a big talk. I don't know if it's necessarily going to happen, but it is a possibility. And they've also lost Dana Chara defensively. So they haven't really done too much. I mean, they gave Mike Grzelcyk his contract, 4 years at 3.6, which is another great contract. Matt Grzelcyk is another great defenseman on the Boston Bruins, who I think is definitely going to be one of the younger explosive defenders on this Boston Bruins team, who's been just developing and getting better every single year for this Boston Bruins team. And that's what they need, new young defensemen. And especially looking at this depth chart, I'm kind of afraid of this Boston Bruins defensive core, and I'll tell you why. It's not that I'm afraid that they're going to do good. I'm afraid that they're going to do bad. Jeremy Lauzon didn't really play too much last year, and he's played most of his season in Providence. He played a little bit of it, oh my god, a little bit of it in Boston, not very much. So that's something to worry about. John Moreau and Connor Clifton, they're decent. But you're missing Zdeno Chara. He's getting older. He's not getting any better. He's just getting older. You missed out on a lot of the big defensemen. You missed out on Oliver Ekman-Larsson through that trade, which you guys didn't get. And it's this reoccurring path of them missing players. And if they're going to be missing out on Marchand and Pastrnak, their first line is Bjork, Bergeron, and Craig Smith. And I'm sorry, but that's definitely not the greatest line in the world. Craig Smith is a great player. I think Craig Smith will be a perfect fit, especially in Boston. And Bjork's another great player too, but he's definitely not first-line caliber alongside Patrice Bergeron. And this team's going to find troubles scoring goals and maybe even keeping that puck out of the net. There's a lot of big questions in Boston right now, and I feel like they're on the decline. Right, they're the prospects. Yeah, they got some pretty good prospects in their system, like John Beecher and also Jacob Carlson Jacob Forsbacka Carlson, long ass name, kind of like mine. But the Boston Bruins, they got a lot of big questions, and there's still a lot of big free agency people out there. There's still available players. I've also been hearing Mike Hoffman might be coming to the to the Boston Bruins, which is a possibility, and they do need another depth goal scoring, but they really need to focus on a defenseman. And you look out there, like, what do you got for defensemen? Sami Vatanen, Madison Bowie. Like, you definitely don't got the all-stars out there that you really are looking for. So I think the biggest target that the Boston Bruins still need to look after is definitely a left-handed top four defense, maybe even two. I think Matt Grzelcyk's developing into a great defensive player, and especially his analytics show that he is a very strong, should be getting top four time, which he probably will be this upcoming season. I still think they need that left-handed D-man to help out going into this next year, and especially improving their depth. I don't think it's the worst in the world, but it's definitely not the greatest. And yeah, there are a little bit of cap strapped with only $6.6 million available for them. They definitely don't got a lot of money, which is something to worry about. But I think the Boston Bruins will be able to figure out something. We know how Don Sweeney is. He's made some pretty good moves over his career, especially signing David Pastrnak to that contract. I mean, David Backes was horrible, but otherwise, they haven't really done any trades since the deadline with Nick Ritchie, Dante Heinen. They haven't really done too many other deals. It's just been basically the same for the Boston Bruins this offseason, and it's definitely making the Boston Bruins question themselves a little bit. And with this offseason, I give them a C+. You know, I definitely see this team. They did really nice contracts with Matt Grzelcyk and Craig Smith. Those two guys are going to be key players for the Boston Bruins this upcoming season. They still need a lot of depth, and they're not proving that to me that they're willing to go out there and throw a little bit of money at a player when they especially need a defenseman, and all the defensemen got taken right off the board right quick, and you weren't able to get a deal done for Oliver Ekman-Larsson. So that raises me some concern going into next year. Are you really going to rely on the 23-year-old Jeremy Lauzon to be your top 4 D-man, or John Moreau, who, I mean, is not the best D-man in the world? So there's definitely some big questions there in Boston, and I know the fans are really questioning this team, and especially that second line they've been talking about, of course, getting Mike Hoffman, because Andre Cassidy didn't have the greatest year last year. He didn't. He's been struggling. He's been injury prone, and if you're going to be relying on him to be your second line goal scoring guy, I don't know. You also still got to get Jake DeBrusk back on contract. I don't know if it's arbitration. Yeah, is it arbitration right now? I think so. I think he's in arbitration. I can't remember. I don't know contracts. But Jake DeBrusk is somebody that they're going to have to worry about and get back on the team unless they do find a deal for a defenseman that can help out that top 4, which they are really needing right now. But yeah, I'm going to leave it at a C+. Tell me, guys, in the comment section below what you believe the proper grading for the Boston Bruins is. And I'm going to end the video here, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Adios, amigos.